Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Creative Duelist here, making decks creative since 2016. Welcome, folks. Today I have Noble Knights to profile for you folks. I've updated it a bit. I've added some nooks and crannies and tried to make it a little bit more viable and a little bit more stronger for competitive play in terms of normal, going to like locals and stuff like that. So normal events, or not just on a super casual level, but you can take this to like locals. I wouldn't take this to regionals because you'd absolutely get bopped. Ash Blossom every day. But anyway, gonna get right into the meat and potatoes. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's begin. So starting off with the monster lineup, I have the triple Merlin. Literally, he is the the lone fire blossom of the deck. You tribute him and you special summon a noble knight monster from the deck. Pretty standard. I'm not going to go too into depth with all these. I'll give brief explanations on how they work, but I won't go into like a lengthy profile. I got triple Madrort. Madrort treats himself as a normal monster when he has no normal arms equipped to him, but when he has a noble arms equipped to him, he gains the effect and his attribute changes to dark. So you can special summon a noble knight monster from the deck, and if you do, you pop the equip spell. But obviously, in that situation, you re-equip it to the new Noble Knight monster, which is part of his combo. Then we got the triple Noble Knight brothers. This is like the most important one. I played 2 in my last build, I think, but I realized that 3 is so crucial for the deck. The reasons why I play 3 Noble Knight brothers is because brothers helps with spawning more monsters on the field, so you can make your link plays, get your XYZ on board, and of course, he helps with recycling the equip spells you send through Isolde's effect. And I'm going to go into a little bit of a rant as I go through the equip spells and explain my reasonings and so on and so forth. Then we got double boars. I cut boars down to pretty much 2. I think I always played 2 boars. I played 3 in like very old builds, but that's like, that was before even links were a thing. But double boars pretty much treats himself as a normal monster, not when he's not equipped. When he's equipped with the noble arms, he gains the effect and his attribute changes to dark, I believe, where he becomes a spellbook library. So you search for 3 noble arm cards. Your opponent, he turns into a tin can, Cosmo tin can, I should say. So your opponent picks one of them at random, one of them goes to the hand, and the rest go to the grave. So that helps you with your combo. Then we got double Ivani. Ivani just helps with getting your Isolde on the field, because when you equip him with the noble arms, he sprouts a noble knight token and you just link the token off. Then we got double Gwaine. Gwaine is just pretty much a fodder body. He pretty much just helps you to make your link plays, especially if you have Madrort or boars on the field. Then we got 1 Welchavad. Same principle. He treats himself as a normal monster with no equip. But when he is equipped, he allows you to add back a noble knight monster from the grave, so he becomes a human warrior returning alive, but he blows up the equip spell after you use that effect. 1 Custanine, I don't really use him, but I do like the effect if you use him as a material, because he gives the noble knight XYZ monster this bullet pointed effect. Basically, if it's special summon, you're allowed to normal summon another noble knight monster during your main phase this turn, so it gives you like a double summon, which is pretty nice. 1 Dristan. Dristan is nice because he kind of locks your opponent out, so your opponent cannot target any of your monsters with attacks or card effects except himself, with monsters less that have attack less than 1800 attack, which is pretty nice. And Dristan, when he's equipped with a noble arms equip spell, he can blow up a face-up card in the field. But be careful if he's just on the field, because I've done it once before. I equipped a noble arms equipped on him by accident, and I had to blow him up, and it was pretty hilarious. So you got to be careful. Then we got 1 Guinevere. Guinevere is a noble arms equip spell, basically in the flesh. But because you can equip her to one of your noble knight monsters. Excuse me. And depending on its attribute, it gains the effect. So if it's a dark noble knight monster, it becomes a cataster, so it blows it up. Blows up the monster it battles with during the damage step. And and if it's a light monster, if it would be destroyed by a card effect, you can just blow up Guinevere herself instead, so she takes the hit. And then of course for the final monsters, I played Double Morgan. Kind of contemplating with just cutting it to 1 because I don't really see it anyway. It's not the best. She is like a hand trap, so she negates anything your opponent activates by simply discarding her and blowing up a Noble Arms equipped spell that's equipped to a Noble Light monster. But that's pretty much it for the monster lineup, folks. Alright, going on to the spell lineup. I've got the triple heritage of the chalice. This card is so good. In certain situations, you may need an extra Noble Knight monster or a Noble Arms, so this searches it from the deck. And if a Noble Knight monster is destroyed by battle or card effect with a Noble Arms equipped to it, you get to add this back to your grave, and back to your, from your grave back to your hand, which is pretty nice. So you can recycle it all day, every day. Double Glory. Glory, literally, it's so good in certain situations. So if you need a Noble Arms equipped spell that you don't have and it's in your deck, you can just sprout it from the deck and equip it to a Noble Arms monster. And going on to the Noble Arms, I apologize, it's a filthy common. I need to get another super rare from the Astro Pack. So we got Double Gallatin, Double Destiny, Double Caliburn, Double Arfugitere, Double Excalibur, and 1 Clarent. Now, I've seen so many builds and they play very few equip spells. You're not playing the deck right. You need to play more equip spells. The reasons why, even like Arfugitere, which is not the greatest of equip spells, you play more equip spells is because you need to have targets for Isolde, because if it's very easy to burn through your Noble Arms equip spells, and this is why I play the extra copy of Noble Knight Brothers, so you can recycle these and keep Isolde live. Because if you don't have enough Noble Arms equip spells to send to the grave, I've been in this situation, you can't summon your Noble Knight monsters because they're all level 4. You can't summon them from the deck because you have no targets. You don't have the correct targets to send. So this is why I stress to everyone to play 2 of each. Now Clarent is an exception because it's not the best one. It's not very good, but I always play 2 of each, and Clarent as an exception, just as a one of. Now that I've cleared that up, I'm gonna go on to the one ofs. I play the One Last Chapter of the Noble Knights just to kind of put you back into the game. 1 Pot of Avarice, just testing it out. 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Reinforcement of the Army to round up the spells. Traps, I play triple until Noble Arms are needed once again. I might play, what's it called? Foolish Burial Goods, because there are times where I don't want to draw this. But it has a nice effect, so you can excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of Noble Arms equipped spells you control. And if you do add 1 of them to your hand and the rest, you place in any order you desire at the top of your deck. Also, it has a nice banish effect, so except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you could banish it and special summon a Noble Knight monster from your deck, except for the ones you control or in your graveyard, I believe. So it helps to get you a Noble Knight monster from the field. And for my last card that I'm testing out, Spicy Tech, I'm playing 1 Armory Call. Armory Call it's literally just the same thing as Glory of the Noble Knights. You literally add an equip spell and then you just equip it to a monster appropriate target. So I'm just playing 1 off just to see how it works, and so far it's okay. It doesn't really cause me any problems. But yes, folks, that's going to round out the whole main deck. Okay, onto the extra deck. For my links, I play Double Isolde, pretty standard. She upon a link summon, you get to add a warrior monster from your deck to your hand, but you can't activate or summon it. Monsters with that same name of the monster you add from the deck, so you pretty much keep it for your next turn. And also you can send equip spells from your graveyard and special summon a warrior monster from your deck equal to the equip spells that you sent according to its level. So if you want to summon a level 4 warrior monster, you send 4 equip spells, and obviously vice versa. So yeah, 2 of those, very important. Then we got a little nightmare package. Then for the Noble Knight XYZs, we play double King Artorius. Upon XYZ summon, you target 3 Noble Arms equip spells, equip them to himself, and also he has a nice effect where you can detach material and blow up a monster from the field, and if he dies and he's sent to the graveyard, you get to bring out a Noble Knight monster from your graveyard to the field, so he floats. We've got double Custine. Custine, he's literally a compulse, so you can detach any number of materials from him, target as many cards your opponent controls and return them back to the hand. And if he dies by battle card effect, he literally becomes a rank up magic. So he allows you to XYZ summon basically a Noble Knight monster, so you can special summon a Noble Knight XYZ monster from your extra deck, and then he attaches himself as a material. So that's pretty nice. And then of course we got the double Artorius. Artorius does the same thing, re-equips 3 Noble Arm spells from the graveyard and equips them to himself, and then you can detach materials and blow up spells and traps your opponent controls, depending on how many Noble Arms equipped spells that are equipped to him. So you can pick depending on how many he's equipped. So if he has 3 of them, you can blow up to 3. So it's optional on how many you want to destroy. It doesn't have to be 3 per se, which is pretty nice. But unfortunately, he's not the greatest because he doesn't float. So if he dies, he dies. So he doesn't come back. Then we got 1 Excalibur, 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 1 Silent Honor Arc. You can play Abyss Dweller, and I have the 1 Exoton Knight for a backup for emergencies. But yes, folks, that's going to round up the whole main deck, extra deck, and the whole profile. So thank you, folks, for watching. If you folks enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment down below. Feedback is always nice to hear. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. But yes, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you folks on the next video. Peace.